Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you really wanted to connect with an autistic person, but felt unsure or afraid of saying something that might come off as disrespectful? In this video, we will explore 15 powerful strategies for building sincere and respectful conversations. Understanding the nuances of communication helps establish genuine bonds and is a skill that can transform the way you interact with everyone around you. Stay with us until the end and take advantage of each tip to become more conscious and authentic in your relationships. At the end, feel free to leave a comment with your thoughts and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Let's get started. Chapter 1: Deconstructing Myths and Stereotypes. It's common for people to have misconceptions about what it means to be autistic, and one of the first steps to improve communication is to review these stereotypes. Ideas like autistic people don't care about others or they are antisocial are myths that don't represent reality. Every autistic person is an individual with unique personalities, skills, and preferences. Understanding this is the first step toward empathetic communication. When we approach a conversation with an open mind, we eliminate the weight of unrealistic expectations and allow ourselves to get to know the person in front of us without labels. It's like being willing to read a book without judging it by its cover. Chapter 2: Ask, Don't Assume. Asking is a powerful tool for avoiding assumptions that often lead to misunderstandings. Suppose you're chatting with someone, and instead of assuming they feel comfortable in a certain place, you ask directly, "Is this place comfortable for you?" Showing that you care about the autistic person's preferences is not just a matter of kindness, it demonstrates respect for their individuality. Another example could be initiating a conversation. Asking about preferred topics instead of imposing a subject helps the communication flow better. This way, the person feels more respected and engaged in the discussion. Chapter 3: Practice active listening. Active listening is much more than just hearing. It involves paying attention, observing facial expressions, and even the rhythm of the other person's speech. Imagine communication as a puzzle where each piece represents an emotion, gesture, or pause that the person makes. These pauses, for instance, may be moments of reflection, and by allowing that time, you demonstrate patience. Respecting these moments is a way of saying, "I'm here to listen to everything you want to share," without rushing. This space creates an environment of trust and understanding. Chapter 4: Adapt your communication style. Autistic individuals may interpret phrases and expressions literally, so a good practice is to choose words and phrases that are direct and easy to understand. For example, instead of saying, "Let's see where this goes," you could opt for something more specific, like, "We can try doing it this way." This helps avoid ambiguity. Another suggestion is to limit the use of jokes or sarcasm, as these elements aren't always interpreted the same way. Adapting communication isn't a limitation, but a conscious choice for clarity, facilitating mutual understanding and preventing misunderstandings. Chapter 5: Respect personal space. For some autistic individuals, personal space is essential for feeling safe and comfortable. Imagine how you feel when someone invades your physical space. This sensation can be amplified for an autistic person. Maintaining a respectful distance doesn't mean being cold, it's a form of consideration. Asking, "Can I come closer?" or "Is it okay if I sit next to you?" shows that you're aware of the other person's needs and are trying to create a comfortable environment. It's a subtle yet effective way to communicate that you respect what's important to the other person. Chapter 6: Flexibility with eye contact. Eye contact can be uncomfortable for some autistic individuals, and insisting on it can create anxiety. Instead of focusing on maintaining a fixed gaze, try looking at other points, such as the surrounding space or the person's hands, creating a more relaxed environment. It's important to understand that eye contact isn't the only way to show attention. An open posture and a warm tone of voice also express interest. Flexibility in this expectation alleviates pressure and makes for a more genuine connection, where everyone interacts in the way they feel most comfortable. Chapter 7: Avoid labels and comparisons. Labels and comparisons can be harmful, as they reduce a person to a fixed idea. Saying things like, "You're much more social than I expected from an autistic person," isn't a compliment, it's a limitation. Instead of comparing, seek to appreciate the unique qualities and characteristics of the individual. Look beyond a condition and see the individuality. This not only strengthens the conversation but also fosters communication free from prejudices. When we set aside labels, the dialogue becomes more authentic and enriching. Chapter 8: Explore common interests. Many autistic individuals have deep interests in specific subjects, and exploring these topics can be an excellent starting point for connection. Imagine you're building a bridge, these interests are the foundations that support that structure. When we show genuine interest in something the person values, like science, art, movies, or technology, we demonstrate that we want to know and appreciate what's important to them. This creates a safe space where they feel comfortable to express themselves fully. Chapter 9. Be transparent and honest. For autistic individuals, transparency is crucial, as it prevents misunderstandings and makes communication easier to follow. Saying something like, "I'd like to understand more about this. Can I ask a direct question?" creates a space where the person knows what to expect. Transparency eliminates the anxiety of misinterpretations and allows the interaction to flow with more confidence. When we are honest and direct, we create a communication style without games, where everyone can be who they are. Chapter 10. Avoid comparisons and generalizations. Avoiding comparisons and generalizations is one of the keys to more inclusive conversations. The phrase, "You're very different from other autistic people," might seem like an attempt to compliment, but it's actually a limitation, as it imposes a standard. Rather than focusing on comparisons, value each person for who they are. We are all unique individuals, and it is this uniqueness that enriches the conversation and makes it more meaningful and authentic. Chapter 11. Embrace silence. For some autistic individuals, silence is not just an absence of sound, it's a vital part of communication. Allowing that silence, instead of trying to fill it with words, creates a space where the other person can process and reflect. Respecting that silence demonstrates patience and a willingness to listen fully, which strengthens trust and allows the conversation to evolve at its own pace. It's like a pause in music, necessary for the melody to make sense. Chapter 12. Be aware of sensory preferences. Some autistic individuals are sensitive to intense stimuli, such as loud noises, bright lights, or busy environments. Before starting a conversation, ask about these preferences. Is this place comfortable for you, or would you like to go somewhere quieter? Showing this care not only facilitates interaction, but also creates a sense of safety where the person feels valued and respected. Chapter 13. Don't take excessive honesty personally. Direct honesty is common among some autistic individuals and may be seen as a form of authentic communication. Often, the person expresses what they feel without filters, not due to a lack of tact, but because of a need to be straightforward. Accepting this form of communication without taking offense opens the door to a conversation where everyone can be themselves, with transparency and authenticity. This openness fosters trust and allows for a genuine connection without judgment. Chapter 14. Validate the other person's emotions and experiences. Validating the other person's emotions and experiences is essential for creating a space of understanding. Phrases like, "I understand this is important to you," or "I see how this can be difficult," show that you care and value what the other person feels. This validation creates a safe space for the person to share their emotions freely and honestly, knowing they will be welcomed. Chapter 15. Celebrate small achievements in the conversation. For some autistic individuals, social interactions can be challenging, and recognizing small achievements can be motivating. Simple gestures, like saying, "I really appreciate talking with you," or "It was great to share these ideas," reinforce positive behavior and encourage continued interaction. Celebrating these moments not only strengthens the relationship, but also creates a dynamic of mutual support, where everyone feels recognized and valued. Now that we've explored these 15 strategies, you are more prepared to build sincere and respectful connections with autistic individuals. Effective communication is a two-way street, where empathy and understanding are essential. If you've applied any of these tips or have more suggestions, please share in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and see you next time.